So I wanted to give a introductory video where I basically show start to bottom on how to create accounts. I didn't want to assume that anybody knew how to set up an account or was very computer literate. So I'm going to start from scratch on how to start stores. So I personally like using Google Chrome. So here's Google Chrome. We'll set up an Etsy account first. Here it just says register, so you can type in register your account. It's pretty easy. You set everything up here. Just basically like signing up for anything else. Then you can go to app.completeful.com, or you can just go to completeful.com. There's an install button there. Got my login info here. It's already saved. You can sign up if you want. Basically the same thing. Once you get an account with both, you then go to app.completeful. app.completeful.com/install. Well, that didn't work. Here. So if you want to connect a Shopify store, you can do so here. But these videos will be about connecting an Etsy store. So I would click install here. It would bring up my Etsy account. I can now sign in. Now that you have my email address, please don't bombard me. So now I'm signing in Etsy. It's probably going to throw up some error. I'm saying, hey, you already have this app installed. Yeah, it's basically saying create an account, but I already got the app installed, so we're good. I'll sign in, basically show what it looks like. So I'll go over the kind of the back end of Etsy first. Some of the things I like about it. You shouldn't have to use Etsy very much, but I'd like for you to be familiar with it so that if there's ever a problem editing anything from our app in our integration with Etsy, you can do so from the Etsy app. So I've already started a store. Once you register an account with Etsy, you'll have to then go to sell on Etsy. They have an Etsy app on your phone that you can keep track of and answer questions from customers and whatnot. So here's my store. $0 revenue, 7 views. I can even go to this year. I mean, I just started this store. Literally nothing there. You can see that it's my information. I'm not entirely sure where I can show you my store name, but let's see. It's on here somewhere. Your profile. It's got my public profile. I don't even remember my store name. Can't really remember even how to get to my store name. But anyway, so here I am. This is how you would create a listing if you were using the Etsy app. For now, you don't have to create any listings this way. You can create them through whatever print-on-demand platform you're using. So, for instance, you'd be using Completeful, and you'll be able to create listings completely through Completeful. But let's go into what making a listing looks like. So, Etsy allows you to add up to 10 photos here, basically giving a whole bunch of different angles and different, different angles for the product, different views. You can add a video if you like. I think adding a video is pretty cool, especially if you can add a snippet, because once you kind of move your mouse over those, it allows you kind of like highlight certain things. Now, this title is very important. I think I hit on this in the first introductory video. This is where you would enter up to 150 characters. So let's say we were selling Tumblr. You would say something like Tumblr, engraved Tumblr, customized Tumblr, groomsmen Tumblr, whatever it may be. The key here is to take up all 140 of these characters that you can use. Now, you'll be doing this through the Completeful app, but make sure you use every single possible letter and character that you can here. And what you want to do is the words or phrases that are more important, you want to put them towards the front here. because they're going to hold more weight. And basically, what hold more weight means is Etsy will use the phrases in the front of this title, and hold them as more important than the words at the end. So what I like to do is, create a listing, add all these photos of this product, add a video if you'd like. I don't even know if I've ever even added a video before, but I would recommend doing so if you can. But anyway, so you create a listing, and you can have 10 of the same exact listings with the same cover photo here. What you want to do is you want to change this title up a bit. Since the very front of this may weigh more, you want to, each time you make a copy of this listing, you want to basically move the words that were maybe second or third to then being first and second, and then so on. So if you create enough listings, the words that were at the back of this listing, the words at the back of this title were now at the front, so that you're basically putting every title word that you could come up with at the front. Who made it? This will all be automatically be designated and say I did, because it's a made to item order. You can choose different categories here. Obviously groomsmen gifts. Like I said, all this will be done from the Completeful or whatever platform you're selling back end. The description is just to basically, we like updating these to answer any questions that customers may have. This really isn't going to help you a lot on getting sales. It's not very important, like I mentioned before in the other videos. Photos, titles, and down here, tags is where it is. Those three things. So this is what description is. You can add as a production partner if you'd like. Some people do, some people don't. I'm not sure exactly how Etsy feels about this, but it's if you want to be safe, just add us as a production partner. Price, you don't have to worry about any of this. We automatically make the quantities $9.99. Now, one thing you want to watch out on is if you do have a product that starts doing very well and you sell more than $9.99, Etsy doesn't automatically renew these listings. So you'll have to constantly go in here and change these quantities to make sure that you're able to sell the items. Variations, once you've created a listing inside of Completeful, it is very important that you do not add or delete any of these variations, because it will unlink your product with Completeful. I want to say that again, do not add or delete any of these variations once a product has been created through Completeful, because if you get an order, we will never see it, we will never fulfill it, your customer will be unhappy, could cause your store to get shut down. Personalization, now if you've created a product where they can enter customized text, and a lot of people do, here you can leave notes on, exactly, what you basically, you're coaching the buyers to input, exactly what to tell us, essentially, because we're the ones that will be customizing it in the end. So if you want to sell a personalized tumbler that just has names on it, here they would just enter, a name like Josh, or whatever items they're selling for whoever. Shipping items. Now, shipping items is something that you can kind of do on your own. We currently will create a shipping template for you, and you don't have to worry about this if you don't want. But if you want to make sure that you're being profitable and you want to make a little bit of money, or you want to show an item has free shipping, or that you can do so here. You can enter prices manually, or let Etsy calculate them for you. Now, what Etsy shows here for shipping time, shipping cost is a little high. We ship out so many items that we've negotiated rates, and so we tend to get items a little cheaper. So, for instance, if I do 6 ounces, 1 inch by 1 inch by 1 inch, it's going to say it's $4.20. Now, this will probably cost us or cost you around like $3.75 or $4, something like that. So you're basically saving 27 cents here. So there is that. That's basically all there is to a Etsy listing, as far as creating a listing straight through Etsy. And if you want to make your own products and offer some customized items, you can do so doing this. This is how I originally got started, is creating listings this way before we had the Completeful app. But, so carrying over to the Completeful app here, I will go to sign in. I do not have to finish installation. I was installing it earlier. app.completeful.com. So, oh, here's my store name. I just remembered that. Customizing designs. So if you ever want to track my store sales, I believe, there, here it is. I didn't see this earlier. Yeah, leave. So here, you can go to my store, and if you want to track the progress so that basically to verify that I'm not lying to you guys and that I'm actually getting sales, it is currently Monday, 9:03 p.m. and I've got 0 sales. I forget what day. It is the 17th. So basically at this point I am 2 days behind in my 0 to 60 days to $1 million. This is a lot more work than I thought it was going to be, because I'm trying to prep and make sure that I have all the items and products ready for you guys before you start selling. So here you go, 0 sales. You can click on this and you can see any store sales. So if you want to go creep on somebody you know that has an Etsy store, you can see how many sales they have right here. 0 admirers. I've got 1 product. This is just a BS product to get my store open. You do have to create a BS product to get your store open. I will say that you don't. It doesn't have to be a BS product. You could actually sell something, but this isn't an actual product. So that's it on the Etsy end. So if I want to create a product using Completeful, if you see this red bar here, make sure that you have your credit card information added, because the last thing you want is to get an order and us not fulfill it because it hasn't been processed. Now, you add your credit card information here. We do not charge you unless you get an order. We have no fees. There's no minimums. So go to settings. You can enter all your information in here, credit card information, all your other information as well. And once this is updated, you can then start receiving orders and we'll automatically process them. So let's go to products. I have created no products yet. Now the easiest way to create products is to go here, add new product. Now we have a huge list of products here. So you can go to multiple pages. You see it says 38 here. We've got close to 500 different products. Now when you first start, you may be limited to how many products you can see and access. If you want access to more products, email support@completeful.com to get access to more products. But I highly recommend starting with these, learn how to sell these, and then go from there. So let's start with this 8x8 wood bordered plank. So this is an 8-inch by 8-inch wood bordered plank, a little small, basically decor piece that people put on their countertops somewhere in their house. And as you can see, it's a stained wood frame. Now you can add an image or you can add text here. Now if you add text and you click add text, you see there's 2 different options. You got fixed text, or you can add text and go personalizable. Now if for someone that doesn't know any better, this looks identical. The difference here is the fixed text is something that is always to be printed on this product. So if you want to say, let's say for example, Merry Christmas from the, and then you wanted to put a family name here. Oops, there's going to be glitches. So this is one of them. It just went down there. But if you wanted to put a family name here, so for example, my family name, Merry Christmas from the Gorees. There we go. Jump down there. Sorry, we're working on all these glitches, but this is something that we've been trying to deal with and make it a little bit more user friendly. Merry Christmas from the Gorees. Obviously, this is not something a very good product, and this would be very hard to sell. But this gives you an idea. So here for GoReads, basically what this allows you to do is this text is personalizable, this text is fixed. So every single time you sell this item, this right here will be printed on that item. Now, this we can change. So when an order comes in, and let's say we want this to be the Johnsons or the Smiths, whenever this order is placed, we put this order on hold, and in that personalization box that we talked about earlier in Etsy, whenever you're creating a listing, so let's go back here, listings, add listing, in this personalization box right here, if you have it, and it's on, and it will be whenever you create a listing through Completeful. Whatever they enter in this box, whenever they check out, we can change the text here. Now, if you want this text to be a certain color, you can do so. You can say, I want it to be red, and it'll always be red. Now, you can't add this as a variation inside of Etsy yet. It's something that we're working on, but whatever color you want this to be, set it here, and it'll always be red. So every time we change it, it'll be basically, we have access to this box here, our designers. So we'll be able to go in and say Smiths. Now, one thing that I will mention is this is where kind of coaching your Etsy customers becomes important. If you say, hey, tell us your last name, and you have this design where it says, let's say this is your design, and say you have Smiths here. So let's say this is your design, and someone goes and checks out, and they put Johnson. So this is the text they want. They want Johnson. When we go to print this, we're going to say Merry Christmas from the, guess what? Johnson. That's it. That's what we're going to put. So what you want to do is make sure that if it has an apostrophe S, you make sure that you tell them to do so. So in here, what you'd like printed, right? And the last thing you want people to do is go in here and say, oh my gosh, hey, thank you, I'm ordering this for my daughter, and then we have no idea what they actually want to put on there. We'll put this order on hold. We're going to message you. We're going to ask you to reach out to them. So you kind of want to coach them and make sure that they're giving the right information. Now, I don't know if you noticed before, but whenever I'm typing this in, see, if this were Smith and we copied and pasted this, it looks off center, right? And if you want it to stay in the center, like so, you could come down here, center a line. So when you do enter Johnson, oh, I'm gonna spell that. Guess what? It's in the middle. That's what that center line button's for. Or if you had a design where you had, initials or something. So let's say like JG, for example. You wanted to put that right here in the middle. But you wanted it to be spaced out a little bit. And let's say you had a design coming through the middle. You could do so. That's what the letter spacing is. Next step. So whenever there's a product, before I get to the next step, when there's a product when there has multiple sizes or multiple variations, there's a button here that says apply to all variants. And so you can apply it to every color of this variant. You can apply to all the different sizes, and we'll do so. For these designs, I plan on, whenever I start creating products, uploading multiple pictures. So when it says instructions, it'll tell you, what kind of print area, what kind of print size, if you want to add an image to this product. And it'll basically give you recommendations. And I'm going to add a link here to give you some stock photos to make these listings a little better. Next step. Here, so we're basically generating mockups for you in the background while you're filling out all this information. Product name is your product title, which is what I talked about right here, your title. So you want to make sure you take up the same thing. Wood decor, Christmas gift, Christmas decor, And you can try to think of all kinds of different variations that people would say. Um, wood frame decor for Christians, something along those lines. Here's a description, and that's where I mentioned, oh, go back up, going here, and you can add descriptions. This is not so important. It's basically to answer any questions that you may be receiving a lot. And this is where you will receive those questions from your customers. Listing tags. Listing tags are one of the other very important things. The three most important things. I'm going to repeat this over and over and over throughout these videos. Photos, titles, tags. These are the most important things. And with tags, you only get 13 of these. So let's say I go Christmas decor. There's a tag. Decor for Christmas. Decor for Christians. And you can go on and on and on. Now, most people that are creating listings and selling things online on Etsy are doing the same thing. They're in these same words in. You're going to be basically struggling to find or get exposure to products because you're doing the same thing that everyone else is. Getting creative here and in your title is the key, especially if you can match your title and your tags with the artwork here. Let's say I have a funny quote or a funny image, making whoever that image is for and attracting that audience and basically identifying that audience in this product title and in these tags is the key. That's what you want to do. And here you see that I got three tags, and it shows me that I've already used up 3 of them. You want to use up every single one of these on every single listing. If you do not have 13 tags on a listing, you are not doing this correctly. Also on product name, which, like I said, is your product title. You want to make sure that you're using all 140 of these characters. What I like to do is create a spreadsheet, or you can create a notepad. So let's go to notepad here. Now, what I'll do is, continue. Okay, so I don't want you guys to see any of my personal notes. Most of it's just a bunch of crap. But here, I do this in a spreadsheet. You can do it on notes, however you like. Now, I'm going to say tags and titles for wood decor. I add these notes because you're gonna be driving to work, you're gonna be sitting in bed, you're gonna be laying in the bathtub, you're gonna think about good titles and tags. The more you do this, the more your mind will work that way. One of the first people I ever taught how to start selling online was one of my best friends. His name's Justin, and him and I would literally communicate with each other in titles and tags. And I'd be like, "Hey, do you want to go get a drink?" He'd be like, "Drink for him, drink for her, drink for entrepreneur." And that's how we talk, and that's how your mind needs to think. What are people searching? Not in exactly what are you searching, but what is that the audience of people that you're going after searching. If I get on Etsy and I go to search for a product, and let's say I want to search for a personalized wallet, that's probably what I'm going to type in, personalized wallet, and I'm going to look through Etsy's listings. Now, if you're a 6-year-old male or you're a 6-year-old female, you may type in something completely different. Leather wallet for cheap with name on it. You may say something like that. You may not even use the word personalized. So that's what you want to capture whenever you're doing these items, is thinking about who this product is going to be sold to, what kind of audience is going to buy this product, and then in the titles and tags, save those. So what did I write down earlier? Wood decor, Christmas gift. So basically I can go in here and I'll just copy and paste this. and I'll show you why this ends up helping. So I'll go back to my notes. We'll paste. And I put commas after everything. You don't have to do this. It's just out of habit. You can put spaces. I like commas. That's up to you. And in these videos, I will try to be as unbiased as possible and tell you what's just a habit because it's something that I do or what actually works. And if I don't know entirely, I'll try to let you know. So, decor for homeowners, decor for new families, or whatever, like I said, whatever this artwork is. If this is something about raising a kid, or if it's some, Bible verse that you have printed on this decor, obviously you want to gear it towards Christians and churchgoers. Or if it's something very funny, you want to put that in there. Humor, wood decor with humor. Save all of these tags. Every single time that you create a listing, you should be looking back at these. And what's awesome about it is, and see, this is why I put commas after everything. Put a comma after every single one of these. Let's keep going. Merry Christmas decor. Decor for Christians. Now, what I can do is, since I've already got all this saved, I can copy. I can go here, and it gets, doing this is really repetitive, and the more listings you have, the better. So now it's telling me how many. I put all the, I put all these characters in here, and so you can just copy and paste every single time. I don't know if I've used up all 140 characters. It'll tell me if I've, yeah, see, negative 28. Hopefully we get this added. But if you went to create a product down here, it'll tell you, hey, you've got too many characters. Look, see, your title must not be greater than 140 characters. Description field is required. So what happens whenever you have too many words? You think too much. This is usually not the case. Most people can't come up with enough titles and tags for their products. If that's the case, you need to work on your titles and tags. So you've come up with a million, right? You've got this notepad here, and you have titles and tags for days. What do you do then? My recommendation: create the same product, same. If it's a good picture, if you think it's an A plus picture, and we'll go over what an A plus picture is. If you think it's an A plus picture, create the same product over and over and over and over again, but change the first couple of words. Like I said, these hold more weight. So what you can do is, when you go to create a new one, don't start at the top. Start it here. Copy. Go here. Paste. Now I've started with a different set of front words. And you can do this for every single one of these titles and tags. So if you have 100 of these, you could have 100 listings of the same products, just changing the very first word. Go down to the next one. That's a new one. This is a new one. Now, if you do have, a bunch of these, what you could do is you can copy and paste all the way down to here, and then add this at the end. So let's say you were to start at, title and tag 8, 9, 9, and 0. Copy and paste those in. And if you need more words, if you haven't used up all 140 of these characters, you just start back at the top. And that's what I do. Now, I want to stress one thing with this. I recommend not creating a lot of the same product in the same day, like almost simultaneously. So don't go in here and create 50 of these frames back to back to back to back to back to back to back. Now, this is one of those things that I can't prove, and I don't know for certain, but from my experience, it's almost like Etsy devalues this listing if you do so. So if you may go add 50, it's like they spread the importance of all 50 across the 50, versus if you just add one listing of this item, it makes this item really important, and Etsy tries to get it out there and sell it for you. So my recommendation, save these titles and tags, and then just each day you have a bank of these titles and tags with the same design. Go in there, bop bop, copy and paste, throw it up. You have a listing in, maybe a minute, because you've already got the artwork. You already know what words you want on it. You're good to go. Etsy category, here you can choose from a huge variety of categories that Etsy has. If I'm not mistaken, there is some sort of glitch here. Maybe there's not, but it used to be. Yeah, see, you have to get out of this somehow. I can't remember exactly how to get out of it, but it does glitch up, and then eventually it allows you to go in here and type in stuff. So decor, bathroom decor, kitchen decor, and looking through these Etsy categories helps you. Oh, kitchen decor. What should kitchen decor say? Maybe something like "Let's cook." Bathroom decor. Get naked, or whatever that may be. And that this should give you a some hints on what kind of artwork to use. If it's a specific holiday like ours, obviously, what holiday is this? It's Christmas. Occasion, if it is an occasion, you can go in here. If it's a product that happens to coincide with both, yes, you can go in here and do that. Product cost. This is how much we are going to charge you. We're going to charge you this $12. Etsy platform fees. Etsy charges 6.5% for every sale, 3% for the credit card transaction. So basically 9.5%. Plus, I think it's 20 cents a listing. So good way to think about it is almost 10% of, and it's not of our cost, that's of your total cost that you're selling the product for. And this is what this price is. So $22, 10%, you're looking at $2.34. It's close to 10%. Now, this estimated profit is off for the time being, and I'll explain why. If you're selling this product for $22 and we're charging you $12 and the Etsy fees are $2, obviously this doesn't make sense, right? So 22 minus 12, you should be making $10. But here's our system currently calculates shipping into those costs because some stores have free shipping. I recommend right now not having those free shipping costs. I mean, not having free shipping on your store. So yeah, see, just basically USA first item shipping cost. What I recommend, $22. We're gonna you are going to charge the customer $10 for shipping. That's what that Etsy shipping template is down here. Remember we talked about this earlier. So whatever you want to set your margins at, like I said, figure 10% for Etsy fees. So $22, 10% right here. So 22 minus 12 is $10 minus $2.30. You're looking at probably profiting about $7.66 every time that you sell one of these. Now margins completely up to you. You can make 10 cents every time you sell an item. You can make $50 every time you sell an item. It's completely up to you. It's whatever's worth it for you. I tend to stress the make a little off of a lot. So get those margins as slim as you possibly can to compete with everybody, and you want to beat all these people. So this 8x8 little wood frame here. Let's go to Etsy and shop real quick. I'll just give you an idea of what you can do. So Etsy Marketplace. Let's do some shopping. What we see earlier, kitchen decor, wood frame. And this is a good title and tag. Here, what is this? $32. Let's look for something small like that 8x8 piece. So we sell a bunch of these. This may actually be something that we produce. I'm not entirely sure. Sometimes I can tell from the picture, sometimes I can't. But we have a lot of these frames right here. Let's see if I can go through and find something small like an 8x8. Let's click on this one. Size in inches. They have an 8x8 here. $28. So this gives you an idea. $28. They got a whole bunch of different colors of the wood, but 8x8. They're charging $28 for this. Are they charging any shipping? No, free shipping. So $28 are charging this, and you can go in here and charge $24 and basically undercut these people doing the same the same image, same product. They got a whole bunch of different options here for artwork as well, but you can undercut them, start selling these items. They've got 26,971 sales, and you can start selling these same items. Now, I don't I don't recommend going and trying to steal exactly what people put on here, because you're just going to be in a red ocean of sharks. I recommend finding your own niche, finding your own sayings, your own your own words, your own quotes to put on these, your own artwork. Look, be still, my heart, like this. That's good stuff, right? Um, come up with some design like this. Maybe it's a silhouette of a person with a quote. These are good. Look at this design. This is a good design. And you can see it in someone's house. We sell a bunch of these things. They got sizes here 20 by 10. We have a few different sizes you can see on our site. But same thing. Go in here, throw this artwork up. These are not personalized either. So if you want to add some personalization here, let's see how many sales they got. 48,183 sales. This just shows you what's possible. Literally, this design, you can go in and I'll show you how to create designs. Throw this on an image, almost like you did here. Basically be the same thing. And you can create some mock-ups like this. And when people buy it, we'll ship it to them. So that's kind of give you an idea on pricing. Is just go around and look and see, what people are selling these things for. Here's an item right here, almost the same style that we do. Doesn't have a size. This one's 10.5 by 6 inches, so about the same thing as an 8 by 8. They're both about 60, 64, 65 inches, and they're selling this thing for $30.59. And you would make $10 every time you sold one of these things. So anyway, that covers looking at Etsy, kind of trying to figure out what kind of cost you have, what kind of price you want to set your items at. And like it says here, Etsy, you can have up to 10 images. Upload image. So here's the mock-up generated. I do not recommend using our generated mock-up, because this is going to look terrible on Etsy. This just looks terrible, to be honest with you. We're working on making this a lot better. Like I said, bear with us as we make these changes and these updates. But if you want to go to upload image, and you have some stored images on your computer, and I'll show you how to create images later, this is where you would go to select the other 9 images that you can upload for your product. After that, you create product. It's not going to let me create a product because I haven't entered anything in yet, but let's say I did. Test product. Got pretty much everything filled out. Okay, create product. Let's see what happens here. Forgot about that earlier. I made that title too long. Let's delete some words from here. Like I said, this is just a test product for you to see. Cue Jeopardy music. Your product was created successfully. Okay, let's see if it actually was created successfully. And if you're getting this message, you can rest assured that it was, because you will get an error if it was not. Let's go back to my store. Shop manager. Earlier, I had 1 listing. But if I go to listings now, guess what? I got 2. 2 listings, and it basically fills out all this information for you. I think this may be a problem. I think we changed the accessories here. Make sure when you're creating a product that this is changed and it's in the right category. I will send this to support in the morning to make sure. Occasion, I don't think I typed one in. I don't know if I typed in a holiday or not, but you want to make sure that all these are right and you're going after the right audience. Test product, obviously I put the description test product earlier. It added my tags. You want to make sure that you've used all 13, like I mentioned earlier before. Like I said, $999. If you sell $998, try to renew this. Don't know for sure if Etsy has a problem with running out. I know Amazon has an issue with that. They don't like suppliers running out of stock, and they just want everybody to always have enough product for the demand. So try not to run out of stock. If you can, check these daily. Hopefully you have that problem that you're selling that much. We'll go in here, see we're charging the $10 already. You're charging the $10 already, so that's where that $10 comes from that we talked about earlier. And now you have a listing, so somebody can come and buy this. And that's basically all there is to it. Once you create this listing, you're out there. If someone searches for, let's go for core for Christians. Can't be a whole lot of people typing that in. Let's go search, see what happens. Let's see where your product may be. You can search through here. This is a good test to go through and see if you ever find some of these items. See if you find your own items. And it may have not even populated inside of Etsy's search engine yet, but it will eventually. So that's how to create a listing. Now I'm going to go over in the next video on how to create artwork, what strategies I use, and whatnot. But yep, that's pretty much it for now.